In this video, we will solve level 3.3 of Master the Mainframe 2020. Level 3.3 is Rex 2. Only 800 people have solved it. Click on here. This is the PDF. Download and open it. It has 12 steps. Step 1 is to load a code, copy CC view from public.source into your own source dataset. So let's go to VS Code. Here is public.source. This is CC view. Right click, copy and paste it into our own source dataset. Give the same name CC view. So here is the code. In line number 12, we have to change the dataset name. Give our own user ID here. Z07252. This is my user ID. Then in step 2, it is giving us the location from which this code is taken. So go to this link and you can read more about this code. Step 3 is telling us that this code has a lot of do loops. There are many nested do loops in this code. In step 4, it is telling us to run this code. But before running, we have to allocate this dataset. So go to MTM 2020 and create new dataset. Click on this icon, dataset sequential. Give the name userid.output.customer. The dataset has been created. It is currently empty. Now let us run this code. Open a new terminal and here give a command like ZOWETSO issue command execute source ID and CC view. Then give ~SSM. Make sure it is the source dataset. Press enter and you will see a message like this. So now our customer dataset will now contain 1500 lines. The customer dataset is outDD. It now has 1500 lines. So let us go to output.customer. Click on it. If you still see it as empty, then pull from mainframe. And then you will see 1500 records inside this dataset. You can go to the bottom and you will see 1500 records are there. In step 5, it is telling us to check the output. If you uncomment line 41 and run this code again, you will see something else at the terminal. So this is line number 41. Call inspect. We have to uncomment this. Let's uncomment. Save it by giving Ctrl S and then run it again. And now you will see inspecting and a credit card number. You will see 1500 such lines. It is telling us that it is inspecting the credit card number. In step 6, it is telling us to enhance the code, that is add LUHN algorithm to the code. In step 7, it is telling us that we can use subroutines to add LUHN algorithm. In step 8, it is telling us more about the Rex language. And in step 9, it is telling us that I can use substring, length or math operators to write this code. So steps 6, 7, 8, 9 are informative in nature. So let's complete all of these steps. Let us first understand what is LUHN algorithm. It is used to check validity of credit card numbers. Step 1 is to double every other digit from the rightmost digit. If that digit is greater than 10, then we will subtract 9 from it. Then we will add all of these digits together. If the sum of these digits is fully divisible by 10, then it is a valid LUHN number. This is an example. Suppose this is a credit card number. Then from the rightmost digit, we have to double every second digit. So the second digit is 1. Keep 6 as it is, then double 1. Double of 1 is 2. Keep 0 as it is, then double 2. Keep 7 as it is, then double 8. Keep 6 as it is, and then double 2. And so on. So this is what we get after doubling. Double of 2 became 4, 8 became 16, 2 became 4, 1 became 2, and so on. If after the doubling it is greater than 10 or equal to 10, we have to reduce 9 from it. So we have 14, 10 and 16. Let us subtract 9 from it. Remove 9 from 14, it will become 5, 10 will become 1, 16 will become 7. So these are the final digits that we get. Now we can sum all of these digits together and we will get 76. It is not fully divisible by 10. Hence, this is not a valid credit card number. Let us take another example. This is the same digit, but instead of 0, I have given here 4. So instead of 2016, it is 2416. So let's do the same steps. Let's double the digits. Let's double 1, 2, 8, 2, 5, 7 and 4. Double all of these digits and keep the rest as it is. So 4, 8, 7, 8 will be kept as it is. These are the digits that we get. All the digits that are equal to 10 or greater than 10, we have to reduce 9 from it. So after reducing 9 from 14, reducing 9 from 10, reducing 9 from 16, we will get these digits. 14 became 5, 10 became 1 and 16 became 7. So these are our final digits. Add all of these together and we will get 80. 80 is fully divisible by 10. Hence, this is a valid credit card number. Now let's apply this algorithm into our code. So here is the inspect subroutine. Instead of it, we will use LUHN. So remove inspect and put here LUHN. First, we will take the rightmost digit. We will use substring for it. Give here substring. Then the last position will be position number 16. Because the credit card number is 16 digit long. And we have to take one digit from there. So let us give here 1. And the digit name is CC digits. So this will take the rightmost digit of the credit card number. Let us call this D. Then we have to double 2. So D is equal to D multiplied by 2. And if D is greater than 10, then we will reduce 9 from it. So D is equal to D minus 9. Then end this loop. So this will do for only one digit which is in the last, but we want for all digits. So we will put it inside a do loop. Do I is equal to length of CC digits to 1 by minus 1. So first I will be length of CC digits, that is 16. Then it will reduce 1 by 1. So next time it will be 15, then it will be 14, then 13, 12, 11 and so on. So instead of 16 here I will give I. Also we do not want to double every digit, we want to double the alternate digit. So for that we will introduce a switch called E1, initialize it to 0 and then in the end set it to E1 not equal to E1. And then end this loop. So at the first it will be 0, so it will not double it, but the next time it will be set to not even. So in that case it will double the digit. So this will double the alternate digits one by one. Also what we have to do is we have to sum all the individual digits. So let's create a variable sum. Sum is equal to sum plus t. And also initialize sum to 0. So this is our LUHN code. Now to pass the CC digit, we have to use keyword parse argument and then CC digits. So in every subroutine in Rex, we have to use this keyword called parse argument. So if we are passing any variable, then we have to give this keyword parse argument. Also, it should be d greater than or equal to 10. And then we have to return what we will return. We will return some modulus of 10 equal to 0. So double slash stand for modulus. What is modulus? The remainder that is left after dividing by 10. So if 100 is divided by 10, then the remainder will be 0. So this statement will return true. If it is not divisible by 10, then this statement will return false. So double slash is the modulus function. So this is the code. And then go to line number 41. Instead of inspect, here we will give an if loop. If LUHN of CC digits. If it is true, then we will do no operation. Else we will say invalid credit card number. And then we will give the credit card number as well. So give here CC digits. Let us run this code and you will see this is the report. It is showing us these 6 numbers are invalid. So these 6 credit card numbers are invalid in our data set. So our code is working fine. So the steps 6, 7, 8 and 9 are complete. Let's go to step 10. Step 10 is flip that and reverse it. It is asking us to create a LUHN generator. It will output LUHN compatible 16-digit numbers. We have to put code in source dataset and name should be CCGen. Only numbers are required on each line. No need to generate other information such as name or anything else. We just need the numbers. So let's go to the source dataset. Copy the same code LUHN. Right click and copy. Then in the source dataset we will create a new member. Let's call it CCGen. And then in the CCGen paste the LUHN code. Then in the first line let's give a do loop. Do loop because we need to generate 500 numbers. So do while total is not equal to 500. And then let's initialize total to 0. And then let's give a number such as random number. This is the name of our variable random number. Let's give it 33333333. It should be 16 digit long. Then let's give random number is equal to random number plus 1111111111. And let's take random number out of this loop. We are initializing random number to 33333. It is 16 digit long. And inside the loop we are just adding it to 1111. Do it while total is not equal to 500. And then give if LUHN of random number is satisfied, then we can say that this is a valid credit card number. And then output the random number as well. Then increase total by 1. Total is equal to total plus 1. Then end this if loop. Then give another end for the do loop. Then exit the code. So this is our generator. Also in the end we can say total, so it will tell us how many numbers have been generated. Also this number 3333 will be converted to 3.3 e raised to power 15 or something like this. We do not want it, we want to keep the number as it is, so we will give render number is equal to format. Format is a function in rex, so render number is equal to format, and then in the brackets I can give random number, then comma, 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 3 commas, then 0, and then again 0. There should be 3 commas here. Then let's save it. 333 will be converted to 3.3 e raised to power 15. We don't want this, that's why we have given here format. So in the first line also give rex. Without this line, the rex code will not execute. Let us execute this code. Make sure it is ccgen and not ccview. Enter. We have made a mistake in line 5. Equal to sign should be after slash, like this. And remove this end, it is not required. Let's run this code again. And now you will see it is telling us valid cc number and the cc number that is generated. The total numbers were 500. So this code generated 500 cc numbers. In step 11, it is telling us that we can use ccview to verify our code. In the final step 12, what we have to do is, we have to put the 500 valid numbers inside the output dataset in a member called customer 16, and then we can submit chk3 job. Now let's go to ccview. Then from line number 13, we can change it to while. Do this while out counter is not equal to 500, because we want 500 records. Then we can put this code, that is, it will first read one line from the input file, then it will check the return code, then it will read one line from that file, then it will check cc digits. If the cc digits are correct, then it will write into the file. But before writing, we will change this to line 1 is equal to, this is line 1, we will change this to line 1 is equal to cc digits. Then we will write it to the output file, and also increase the counter. When this counter becomes 500, then this loop will stop. Hence we will have 500 cc digits in the output file. Rest of the code is same. Also, this customer 16 should be in output. So it should be in output dataset, output customer 16. Let's go to output. Here is the output. Let's create a new member. Let's call it customer 16. It is currently empty. Here is the dataset name, output customer 16. Let's run this job. Let's check customer 16 now. Right click, pull from mainframe, and you will have 500 records inside it. You will see 500 records. So step 12 is also complete. Now to complete this challenge, submit chk3. Go to public.jcl and submit chk3. Job submitted 8111. Let's go to jobs. Here is 811. Check system print, and I will see rex2 is showing as correct. So rex2 is also successfully completed. So to summarize in this challenge, we first modified ccview and added LUHN algorithm in it, and then we generated 500 numbers using ccgen, which had the same algorithm, and then we generated 500 records and put it inside the output dataset in customer 16. So let's go to the web page. All the 12 steps have been complete. In the web page, if I refresh it, you will see that 3.3 is now complete. If I go to completed tab, you will see 3.3 is complete. Let's now complete level 3.4, which is COBOL 1. If you like my videos, then you can support me by buying my mainframe course. After buying this course, you will get 19 hours of mainframe training. This course will teach you COBOL, JCL, vSAM, TSO, ISPF, Unix System Services and CICS. You can watch the free preview before buying my course. Make sure you buy the course using the referral link in the description.